Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to do a deep dive, a powder discussion for one of my favorite cartridges, the 257 Weatherby Magnum. We're going to talk about the ideal, the best powders to get good accuracy and good velocity. I think what most 257 Weatherby owners want when hand loading a 257 Weatherby, they want to maximize the velocity. You know, you don't get a 257 Weatherby to shoot at 25/6 velocities. We'll just say that. And so in this video, I want to show you what's going to give you the best velocity, but also what's going to give you your best chance at consistent small groups. So I'm going to show you the ideal powders for light bullets like the hammers, or the 80 grain Barnes TTSX, and we're going to go up to, say, the 101, 100 grain bullets, and finally to the heavier bullets. One of my favorites, the 110 AccuBond. Over the years of owning a 257 Weatherby, hand loading it and shooting it, I've had a ton of fun. I have found this cartridge to be surprisingly accurate, blazing fast, and so I just wanted to share with you my personal experiences on what's worked for me, but I'm also going to do some diving into Gordon's reloading tool. We're going to be looking at the nerdy stuff, you know, getting the best case fill and making sure the powder's all burnt. So yeah, if this is your kind of thing, stay tuned. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. So the bullets that I have loaded for and have found a lot of success with are on the lower end, a 92 grain hammer hunter bullet. And man, that was one of the easiest bullets to load for. I'm going to share the powder here in a second, what I used with the hammer 92 grain hammer bullet, but let's just say I was getting 3,700 feet per second in sub half MOA groups. I've also have dabbled with the 101 LRX, and I'm going to share with you what has worked in my gun with the 101 LRX. Okay, there's going to be probably about 3 powders I would 100% recommend over most, but we're going to give you more than just 3 powders to try as well. But what I've loved shooting the most is a little bit heavier of a bullet, this 110 grain AccuBond. And right from the get-go, my gun was just consistently shooting the sub MOA with multiple powders. And I've even gotten sub quarter MOA with the 110 AccuBond in my 257 Weatherby now. That doesn't happen very often. Typically my load, I'm getting around half MOA, sometimes a little bigger, sometimes a little smaller. As you guys know, barrel life on a 257 Weatherby is short, to say the least. And one of the things that I wish I would have done with my 257 Weatherby more, or even for the first time, let's be honest, I haven't tried it, is the 80 grain TTSX. And I know a lot of people love it, especially in 257 Weatherby, because you're getting insane velocities with a very little bullet, just insane flat trajectory, okay? And the powders that I would recommend are ones you're probably not thinking of, right? So 257 Weatherby, you think, oh man, extremely overbore, you need slow magnum powders. Well, not with the lighter bullets. Lighter bullets, we're going to be starting, you know, powder that's burning like N160, IMAR 4831, and N555. There's one other I would recommend. So I'm going to show you the case fill for each of these and the top velocity you're going to get. This is with the 80 grain TTSX. This percentage is case fill. This is an approximate, okay? I'm using Gordon's reloading tool. It is not 100% accurate. The best thing about Gordon's reloading tool is it's fairly accurate on predicting your top velocity, meaning what your velocity is going to be at 65,000 PSI. All of this data is going to be with a 26-inch barrel. So first up, IMR 4831, at max velocity, you're going to get 95% case fill and nearly 3,900 feet per second. Then, if you can get your hands on Reloader 19, woo doggy, you're going to get over 3,900 feet per second, 3,935 feet per second. Then N160, really good case fill, especially for a 257 Weatherby. You're going to see kind of a theme here with 257 Weatherby is it's extremely overbore and extremely difficult to get really high case fill. But you're going to top out around 3,080 feet per second. And then Weatherby N555, that powder I know is really hard to come by. Thanks, Eric Cortina. 95% case fill and top velocity around 3,882 feet per second. So N555 and N160 are going to get you roughly around the same. Now I want to go up 92 grain or 95 grain. Hammer makes a bunch of bullets. They have that 92 grain Hammer Hunter, and I believe a 95 or 96 grain. They have a tipped bullet, and I believe it's called an HHT. A bullet I haven't tried, but man, I would love to. Here are some of the few powders I would absolutely recommend for a 92 or 95 grain bullet. I'm going to show you the list and the velocities you can get with each of these. All right, with the 95 grain bullet, one of the powders I would 100% recommend if you can get your hands on it. Probably the best powder that has ever worked in my 257 Weatherby is Reloader 22. Okay. Really decent case fill, again, relatively, but 3,670 feet per second, pretty good. Reloader 19 will also work, a little less case fill, but a little higher velocity, 3,700. Reloader 23, 93% case fill, 3,665 feet per second. IMR 4831, 3,670. All right, we've got two asterisks, okay? This powder will work, but it only has 100% burnt propellant near max velocity. So it's not ideal, but I'm still gonna leave it on here, okay? It's close enough. You can get 3,710 feet per second. H4831SC is very similar to IMR 7828 SSC. You're gonna max that around 3,700. N560, yeah, that's a great one. Decent case fill, 3,705 feet per second. And then N160, again, the N160 just shoots small. So if you really just want great accuracy and you're willing to sacrifice like 50, 60, 70 feet per second, just do N160. Topping out at 3,640 feet per second. And lastly, triple nickel. Not as great case fill, but still good enough again for 257 Weatherby and roughly around the same velocity. All right, now we're getting into probably the most popular bullet weight for 257 Weatherby. Yeah, it's the 100 grain. In front of me is a 101 LRX. Really awesome bullet. And yeah, all of these powders are more than ideal. Can get you great velocity, you know, decently high case fill. And in a little bit, I'm going to share with you, I think, the best ones out of all of these. But let's go ahead and see the list and what velocities you can get. And here we go. We're going to start out with IMR 7828 SSC. It's a great powder. Again, these case fills are not great, but that's kind of the problem with the 257 Weatherby, is it's just so overbore that it's going to be tough to find really good case fill. 3,650 feet per second, H4831SC, roughly around the same case fill, 3,645. Retumbo. Retumbo is going to be the ones I'm going to circle back on as being one of the top powders for 257 Weatherby. 96% case fill and 3,670 feet per second. So some of the fastest velocities you can get is with Retumbo. H1000, another good option, 95% case fill, 3,660 feet per second. N565, 97% case fill, roughly around the same velocity as Retumbo. And then we're going in a little faster burning. N560, a little less case fill, but still really good velocity, 3,640 feet per second. N165. Now, I forgot to mention this for like the 90 grain, 92 grain, and 95 grain, but that's a really good option, okay? It's kind of similar to H4831SC. You're not going to get as fast a velocity, but really good powder, really good case fill. Again, you're going to lose out about 100 feet per second from the other speed demons. Reloader 22, it's, man, there was just one powder I could ever use in 257 Weatherby, it's Reloader 22. 94% case fill, 3,600 feet per second. Reloader 23, also a great option, 93% case fill, 3,590. We're now to my favorite bullet weight for 25 caliber. It's 110 grain. And here are the powders you should be using. Basically, just about the same as the 100 grain. We're going to start out with N165. Really good case fill. Again, it's a little lacking on the velocity, but man, does it shoot well. N565. This one is just about the best for velocity. Really good case fill, 3,530 feet per second. Same with Retumbo, as I said, Retumbo is just so good. 3,530 feet per second. H1000's almost right up there on velocity, 94% case fill, 3525. 7828 SSC. It's a little fast burning for a 110 grain bullet and 257 Weatherby, but a lot of people make it work and it works great. H4831 SC, roughly about the same, very similar, great powder. Reloader 22. This is what I use, as I said, in my personal 257 Weatherby 110 AccuBond load. I understand it's, you know, it's not going to get me the best velocity.
Pretty darn good group, 3470.
It doesn't have the best case
really
fill,
low
but
ES too.
Wow, does this just shoot small in my gun. Topping out around 3470. Reloader 23, 91% case fill, 3,450 feet per second. And one last one. I'm sure you're wondering when I was going to bring up N570. So here's the issue with N570, okay? In a 26-inch barrel 257 Weatherby, it kind of starts to make sense with a 110 grain bullet. 115, that's definitely better, but it's got the asterisk there. Why? Because you're really not getting 100% burnt propellant until like 63,500 PSI with a 257 Weatherby. But look at that, 100% case fill. About the only powder you'll get 100% case fill, and 3,550 feet per second. So yeah, N570 is the magic stuff. It's just, can you get it to burn all the way? Here are my top 3 powders for 257 Weatherby Magnum. I've had great success with the 110 AccuBond with Reloader 22. In fact, I've had great success with Reloader 22 and just everything that I've tried. With the 101 LRX, it was awesome. With the 110 AccuBond and with the hammer bullets. Reloader 22 is just my personal magic stuff for my 257 Weatherby. I've also had great results with IMR 7828 SSC. I've consistently gotten 3/4 inch groups with the 110 AccuBond with IMR 7828 SSC. It just works great. And lastly, you want to bump up your velocity, you want really good case fill, do Retumbo. I kind of had some growing pains trying to get the 101 LRX to shoot in my 257 Weatherby. It shot just under an inch with Reloader 22, but it wasn't until I started loading Retumbo that I started getting 5/8 groups with the 101 LRX. So yeah, Retumbo is on my short list of top powders for 257 Weatherby. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what powder has worked for you in your 257 Weatherby. I really hope this is helpful for those that are getting them or have had them and are struggling. These are the powders.